How's it and aloha? It's your Unc. I'm jonesing for some miso ramen. There used to be an old chain back in Hawaii called Ezogiku, and they make a unique version of a miso ramen, which is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to show you how to make the broth, and then at the very end, a mukbang on my complete miso ramen done from scratch, except for the gyoza. Yeah, that bowl of ramen there, all from scratch, man. And here we go, man. Please hit that like and subscribe button. You'll get the whole recipe in the first few minutes and then the mukbang, okay? And here we go. Fitness, foodies, and the fabulous absurd. From burpees to Camus, you're never gonna know what you're gonna get from your Unc, Burpee Yoga Uncle. Alright, entire miso broth recipe in the next 2 minutes. First thing you want to do is put in the garlic and the pork and fry them along with some ginger powder or chopped ginger. By the way, the whole recipe is going to be down in the description, okay? So once you stir fry them, you're going to put in half of the green onions. The other half is going to be for the dish, for the broth when you're making the noodles. And then once it's done, you're going to put in the miso. This is a mix of white and red miso, but you can use any kind of miso. And put in the amount of flavor you want. Again, what I did is for 2 servings. This is Dobajiang, which is basically a broad bean paste that's a little bit spicy. You don't have to put that in if you don't like it spicy, but it does add to the umami flavor of the miso. So once it's charred a little bit, you're gonna put in the water. Again, this is enough serving for 2. I made 2 miso ramen with this broth. This is a Memmi sauce. You can actually buy it even in Walmart. Basically, it's a soup base for everything from udons to yakisoba to everything, right? And this is like a Japanese staple, almost like soy sauce. And that's pretty much almost all of it now. Chicken powder is optional if you want to put it in there. You don't have to, but it does add to the flavor of the soup. And I didn't put 4 teaspoons of it. It's just a little bit. I just put a little bit. So yeah, again, don't worry about the description. We'll have the entire recipe. But the broth essentially is done. I filmed some more stuff, but for some reason it's not there. So when you're setting up the broth, the main thing that ezogiku use is actually bean sprouts. We will put the bean sprout into the soup base and let it boil a little bit. It adds to the flavor of the soup. And then you would warm up the pork belly that I made in the recipe, and also put in the corn. And optional again is to put in the butter. And that's the entire recipe for the miso ramen. And you see that, and obviously you're gonna have to boil Japanese ramen and put them in the soup base. But that bowl of soup is so ono. Even my kids said, man, this is good. This is not bad. And of course, and also I didn't put any MSG in there at all. So if you want it more like a restaurant quality, you can put an MSG in there. That gyoza I did not make. I couldn't make it, but I'm too lazy. But it looks like it's perfectly charred there. And the gyoza sauce is simply just soy sauce and vinegar. And I like to eat my miso ramen with the gyoza sauce on the ramen. Go figure. I don't know why. Like it's not salty enough already. But I just like the I guess the sour flavor of it. But yeah. So again, the pork Japanese char siu. I will also have it in the description how I made that. But it's a super easy recipe. I wanted some miso ramen, but I figured, well, you know, since I got the Japanese ramen already at home, I might as well make it from scratch. So if you're down this far, the rest of it is mukbang, and on the timestamp in the description, you'll see the unedited version of how long it took me to make the broth. I think which is like 5 or 6 minutes. It's not really that long at all to make the broth. And you can save the broth if you want to, eat it later. Just make sure that you don't put in the bean sprouts, right? Like that's how I left the video, and then I made a second video where I put in the bean sprout. For some reason, it wasn't in my camera, so I don't know what happened. But you see, every bite has so much pork in there, man. I love this soup. I love this miso soup. It is super easy to make. So go make yours and see how it goes, alright? If you're down this far, please hit that like and subscribe button. And we'll see you next time, man. It's your Unc. I burpee to eat and I eat to burpee. Bless up.